Hi, Deliane. How are you?
Hi, Sarah. I'm good.
Thank you for coming. Welcome to our office.
Yeah, thank you. It was a pleasure. Thank you for the invite to talk
Yes.
such something very
Such
important.
an important topic. So, as a way of introduction, you are Brazilian. You've been living in Dubai for 12 years with your husband and 3 kids. And a year ago or 18 months ago, you've been diagnosed with breast cancer.
Correct.
Thanks God you are a survivor now, so that's amazing. And you're here to share your story about the lesson learned about financial plan, the lesson learned about having a good financial planning in place.
Yes. So thank you, Sarah, for inviting me. So it's it's a topic, a very important topic that goes beyond the health, right? When you're dealing with the illness itself, and that's I have the feeling that nobody talks enough about it, and it's all very intimate, but it's important.
Okay.
So I got breast cancer diagnosed last year when I went for my first mammogram, and thinking that it would be everything okay because I don't have family history, I never felt anything. I'm young, right? I was 41. I'm young. I'm very active. Then I went for my first mammogram, and they saw something suspicious. And then investigations start going further and further, and until after I had to do a lumpectomy, which is part of your breast removal, to examine deeply the cells. And then that's when the conclusion came that was a breast cancer, that we have to start to think about the treatment plan. So that was February last year, and from the mammogram to the start of the chemotherapy, I had to go through the whole treatment. That was February to October. So from October, the treatment started until February this year. So 5 months. And then 1 month of radiotherapy. So basically you are like 18 months, right? A very long-term compromise and focus on your health and the well-being of the whole family during this whole process. Because, like I said, we are a young family. I have 3 young girls, 3 years old, 6, and 8. And you never think that's going to happen to you. Especially with this profile that I just described to you, right?
Yes,
So, and actually in UAE, the majority, like the most cancer cases is breast cancer, and the majority is with young women below 50 years old. So so financially, like what came to our minds, right, when that news came to us. So first of all, to be very together and be like close to each other. My husband be very present, like at home with me, coming with me to the treatment. But obviously, he has his work, right? And I'm stay-home mom, so I still not working, and he's the breadwinner. So I was talking to him like these days, what came to your mind when that happened to me? He's like, yeah, it's scary. It's because if I ever been important to the family, in this situation I was even more, and nothing could ever happen to me while we were focused on you. So, but what most of us, we don't think that can happen to anybody. It's around the corner. You never know. So, and then the thought was, now again, if I'm important, now I'm even more important, and I cannot lose my job. No, like we need this more than ever. And thankfully his work was very supportive. He could come with me to everyday treatment and stay with me a few days of the week when I need help with the kids. And so
in terms of insurance coverage, you had insurance through your husband company?
Yeah, so the whole treatment was covered by the insurance we have from his work. And thankfully everything was covered, but no, all health insurance are the same.
Yes, it's important to say that not all insurance plans are the same.
No.
You were lucky in the sense that you could choose the hospital and the doctor that you wanted to be treated with, so that was a luxury for you. Exactly. Any out-of-pocket expense during your treatment?
Yeah, so on the way we were, my doctor said there is this very important exam that you have to do to define if the chances of the cancer to come back. And that's very important to define the treatment plan. And she said most of the insurance, they don't cover this exam, and it's more than 10,000 dirhams. So we were like, okay, we need to see, blah, blah, blah. So thankfully we spoke to our health insurance in his company, they covered, but a lot of insurance, as we heard, doesn't cover those things. And I'm sure there are other things that come to the way that probably you have to put from your own pocket. And then again comes this financial kind of pressure, apart adding to the pressure of the illness in the family, which nobody wants, right? And I think it's a conversation that couples should start having.
Yes,
with young kids, and especially
at the time of your diagnostic, what was your understanding of critical illness? Had you discussed financial planning with your husband before that? Did you had anything in place?
Yeah, to be honest, we didn't talk enough, but we started talking about life insurance, right? That's more what we were talking about, not critical illness. And you see, sometimes something comes on the way that's not exactly what you're discussing, but it's also important. So I think, no, I haven't thought too much about critical illness, and that would have been incredible support for us to remove a little bit of the stress from the breadwinner, from my husband, to be more relaxed and more focused on me and the kids, apart from having to, in parallel, deal with the stress at work that he could never ever lose. Like in that situation.
Exactly, no.
So if you are somebody that maybe you're not stable in your job, or you're not very happy and you're thinking to change, and then comes on your way, you have to put on hold and carry on, thinking that that's such an important thing for your family, because you cannot
you said something important that maybe a lot of people don't realize. The treatment lasted overall 18 months, so it's 18 months as a family, 18 months of a family life that is completely upside down and changed. Paused. Exactly. Yes. So you need to think about that. You were not working at the time, so there was no financial impact immediately because it didn't change. Yes. But overall, over 18 months, there is a financial impact, and there is an emotional impact that shouldn't be overlooked, where the money from critical illness insurance can help alleviate a little bit of the burden.
Definitely. Yeah. Yes, definitely. Like, if you have that, you can also consider, depends on this, how serious is the illness that your partner is having, having a pause in your work, like take a break, like you have the support in parallel that you already planned in advance, and that can be so helpful. Like, imagine if he's like, thank God my case was stage 2, so I had the luck to be cured. But imagine if you find out that's a little bit advanced and you don't have much time. Like, it's hard talk, but it's important. You don't have much time, and you imagine that you have the support financially, and your husband can simply put a pause in the career and focus on the family, do what's important at that moment.
That's priceless.
But that's priceless. Yes, that's priceless.
No, it's very heavy what you're saying, and very important. Discussing about financial planning is not something funny or something that you want to do after work. Let's sit down.
Exactly.
But it's something that you can't avoid. When you're by yourself, it's fine. But the minute you start being married, starting a family, you need to plan not only for themselves, but also for you. Because, I mean, critical illness is a living benefit. You're there and you need this money to help with whatever is needed in the family at the time. So it's a bit of a taboo topic in some families to talk about money, to talk about financial planning. In your situation now, did the conversation change at home with your husband? Are you more open about it?
Yeah, definitely. Like, we start talking now. Like, before everything happened, I was getting ready to go back to work, for example, going to courses and workshops and doing something like to really go back to work. And that's also had to stop, right? So I could have been like a second breadwinner, and then that I had to put on hold again. And didn't have a direct financial impact, but I could have been working, and that could be like
It's a cost of opportunity.
Yeah, it's a cost of opportunity, exactly. The conversation we start talking very serious now, and now he start thinking, if it happens to me, right? So why we always think also about life insurance, for example, only for the breadwinner. We need to think about the mothers as well, or whoever works in the household. And we start talking about that too.
That's great.
Yeah,
and
it's a lesson.
You're absolutely right. It's not only about ensuring the breadwinner, because both person in the family have their importance and their role. And if one of the role model is not there or not present, it has a huge impact on the rest of the family.
Yeah, because just adding something like, you're dealing with this, but the life goes on, right? The kids still have to go to school. The kids have still the trips to go to school, and the things and the birthday parties and all the cost of life just
doesn't continue.
Like, you have to be prepared for all those things, and if you can remove the stress off your shoulder, financial stress, can bring such a benefit for the family to be a little bit more relaxed, to be a little bit more focused on what's important at that moment. Yeah.
Are you aware of any consequences that your illness is having to your future, in terms of financial impact, in terms of insurability? Are you aware of any of that?
I asked that to my husband. He said, in our insurance, health insurance, I think there is nothing changed. Like, the plan is the same. To be honest, in my case, no, but I don't know another life insurances.
In your case, again, because it's a comprehensive plan and group plan, so it helps. If you have individual health insurance, it's another story.
Okay.
As the premiums will be adjusted, because you need to declare your medical history all the time. So
all the time, it's like every year, or
no? When you sign up for when you apply for an health insurance plan,
new one,
you need to fill the form and declare your medical history. So the premiums are adjusted, and because in the UAE, insurer have to cover their member for everything. So they cannot exclude cancer for you, for example. So they have to cover you for that. So they will adjust the premium. So in your situation, it's great because your husband has a good position and a good insurance plan. So that's, again, a luxury, and not everybody's in this situation.
Yes.
In terms of critical illness insurance, there are some plans that can exclude cancer but still cover you for the other disease. So you are not out of the question, it's still something that is, subject to underwriting from the insurance, but it is not impossible.
Okay.
Your husband can still get insurance if he doesn't have it yet. Your kids can be insured as well. So all those things that you should keep in mind. You mentioned something the other day when we had a coffee about New Zealand.
So, it's a very specific situation, but like they said, a lot long-term impacts, right? So my husband grew up in New Zealand, and we kind of had plans to move there at some stage. But because of what happened to me, and I don't have residency, I'm not a citizen, I don't have nothing connected to New Zealand as a citizen. So I'm not, let's say, I have to wait now because of my medical history. So that could be a little bit of obstacle on the way to move for the health protection there, like for the health insurance there, and so
it has long-term repercussions.
Yes. So if you have a plan to move to a country where you need to apply for visa or these kind of things, that can be affected.
Yeah.
So you see, it's a lot of layers.
Puts another burden on your husband at the moment to stay here with the job. Yeah, for sure.
To stay longer. If he wants to move before, now he has to be longer. So it affects a lot of things, especially for the financial plan, and so it's an important thing to talk.
Definitely. And among your friends, do they question you about? What's the discussion with your friends, and what do you recommend them or advise them to do?
I'm talking to all my friends now. I'm like, you think you're young, you think you're healthy, you must be, but you never know what's around the corner again. And you have kids as I do, like same age, and if you can avoid being this situation of what to do now, what I'm gonna do with my work, what I'm gonna do with my kids' school, really think about it. And I think maybe you can talk more about that. But in my mind, life insurance or critical illness insurance, it was a bit complicated, like to understand the contracts, to how does it work exactly, like if you sign today, when you are already covered. So I think it's time to start demystify this kind of thing. That can be a simple process, and you can be like covered and relaxed and like peace of mind sooner than you can imagine.
Yes, you're so right in this.
Yeah.
Don't feel.
Yeah, so I think that's something me and my husband, we are discussing, and you as my friend as well is helping me a lot to understand.
No, you're so right. I hear often, it's too expensive. I don't. People are procrastinating a lot about that.
Yes.
There is different kind of insurance plan. You start with the term life or term critical illness, which is the most affordable plan, the most affordable policy, to the whole of life or even universal life plan. So term life is an insurance that you decide for how many years you want it to be effective, 10 years, 15, 20, 25 years. You pay your premium monthly or yearly. And this, because the money is not invested, so your premium paid, you will not recover them. There is no surrender value, or there is no money to take at the end of the 20 years. This makes it a very affordable plan, and it's very easy to enroll. It's a lifestyle questionnaire. If the person is young with no history, it's the majority of it is done online. It's a very light medical test, like a blood test, something very easy to do. So in a week, you can be set up and covered. At the time of payment, you're covered. There are then more comprehensive plan that covers you until the time of death, where the money is invested by the insurance. So those plans, yes, are more expensive, but they also give you more for your money. So you receive the sum insured plus whatever money has been made out of that, and it covers you. If you die at 105 years old, you're still covered, while the term life insurance will have a shorter maturity date. So there is a product for anyone, for any wallet. And I mean, even a small amount is always good to have, because you don't know for how long you will be out of your job. You don't know if you will have a job after your treatment. It's a lot of question marks.
Yes.
And people deserve to just focus on their recovery and not worry about anything else. As you said before, in Dubai, we live in a fast life.
Fast pace.
We have no time to sit down and relax, so you don't need more financial burden on top of that. But I want to demystify it today. Getting life insurance or critical illness insurance is an easy and fast process. Of course, if someone has a medical history, it takes more time, because we need to justify, we need to discuss send the reports to the insurer. So, of course, the more complicated the case, the longest time it will take. But nothing is impossible. And I really recommend to do, as you said, before it's too late. I mean, when you're young, you think you're invincible, then do it now, because you're invincible today for sure, but you don't know about tomorrow.
And if you're a mother with young kids and also being an expat, as most of us. And that was also our question in our mind. And how does it work if we move abroad? So some people think, but I'm going to move, and how is going to be my coverage when I'm not here anymore? So, but you explained to me another day that's actually...
it's portable. So the insurance will follow you wherever you go. But it's something important to know that, yes, it's not defined and restricted to the UAE. It will follow you. Not like the health insurance plan that is like limited to where, you apply for it. But the life insurance or critical illness insurance is portable.
Yeah, so you don't need to be just focused on, I'm gonna just do when I go home in the summer and do back home. Like you can do here, and then you'll be like totally covered whatever you are whenever you go and live here, right?
That's something also I hear often when I start the discussion. People say, "Oh, but this summer I'm gonna meet with my financial advisor back home."
Yeah.
Why not? It's always good to be more informed, but don't delay. We are talking now. I mean, the products are international. Us, we've been in activity for 30 years. We know what we're talking about. We're not trying to squeeze anyone, but we're like, okay, we had the discussion, we had the explanation. Don't wait 6 months until summertime. When you go back home, talk to your financial advisor there. Then it could be different product name, like different insurance company that you don't know about, that you want to educate yourself about. Then you lose time thinking about it again, and then it's a never-ending cycle you never sign for. So most important is to find a financial advisor that you trust, that you like, that you want to talk to, that you're comfortable talking about this, and look at your option. And if you feel there is one option that is right for you in terms of coverage and budget, then do it. Don't wait more. I think that's the lesson and the key point to remind people to do. Don't wait. There is not going to be a better opportunity or something else later.
And you never know. You never know when something crosses your path. And I mean, more and more, I'm 12 years here, and I meet a lot of people. I know a lot of people here, and more I come to meet people that tell me stories that shocks me. Like just like last week, I met a lady that again, 39 years old, career just like amazing, husband same, and he just went for cycling and he died. Like a car just came and crashed on him. And it's like, you never know. I mean, nobody wants to talk about it, right? But it's something we cannot control. What we can control, our planning. So, but these events, and I'm one example of that. So
no, but it's very good to say we can control our planning. That we can control. Events and the course of life we cannot control, but we can control our planning. And it's important to sit down one day, have the discussion, and make a decision. And then you don't have to think about it again. So
exactly.
That's a good thing. That's a good thing. No, but it's also we talk about cancer today because it's your situation, but critical illness covers a lot of disease. The most comprehensive plan that we have here covers 169 disease.
Okay.
So it's way more than what people need. So it's not just about breast cancer. A lot of things can happen.
But in UAE again, breast cancer is is the most common cancer that comes to women, to happen to women under 50. So women that are healthy, working, doing like living as normal. And then that can happen to anybody that's in the same situation as me. I'm 42 and I had that. So don't think that cannot happen to you. So reconsider that.
Any closing remarks you want to add or?
I think I think find a way to talk in a very relaxed way to your partner about it, while there is no other stress on the way, while you're not dealing with the real fact. And you might be very relieved and no regrets.
Absolutely.
I think how to work to not have regrets.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing.
You're welcome.
Thank you for being so genuine. It's so valuable what you say, because everybody can relate to your story and your situation.
Yes.
So thank you for that.
You're welcome.
And I wish you the best for your health and your future.
Thank you for all of us.
Thank you.
Thank you.